All right, what's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be tracking the NBA teams that are possibly going to make the playoffs, make the play-in tournament, and we'll see if they could actually make it to the NBA Finals, judging on years past. We're going to go off offensive efficiency and opponents' offensive efficiency. We've made some charts here to see past champs and see how they've done in efficiency on offense and on defense. So here's the graph right here. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. We're going to be doing this almost every week to track these NBA teams and see who is favored and who will possibly win the NBA championship. So maybe you could put a futures bet on these because the numbers don't lie. We're going to take a look at it. So in past year's championships, you can see that the Nuggets won it right here. Last year, they had a pretty good offensive efficiency and not the best defense. As you can see, they're right in the middle there. And if we look at last year's chart, it was pretty bunched up. This was last year's chart. As you can see, the Nuggets won the championship right there, and they're in that area. But all these teams bunched up right here. If your team was in that area on offensive efficiency and opponent's offensive efficiency, if you're in this area, you're most likely not going to make the finals. The Lakers did well. They're in that bunch. They made it to the semis, but they got beat by the Nuggets. The outlier here, the Miami Heat. No one expected the 8th seed Miami Heat to make it all the way to the NBA Finals as an 8th seed. But at the end of the day, they played good defense, good enough, better than all these teams in these bunches, except, like Bulls, Suns. I think the Pelicans are in there. But they played good defense. They're the outlier here, but they lost the NBA Finals. At the end of the day, the Nuggets had a better offensive efficiency and won it. The Kings, on the other hand, had a great offensive efficiency, but not the greatest defense. As you can see, they're way up here. The higher you go, the worse their defense is. The lower you go, the better the defense is. So, judging by this graph, this is last year. You don't want to be in this bunch. We look at this season right now after the All-Star break. There's a bunch right here. Earlier on, it was in this, it was in that section right here. Last year, they were all bunched up in this area, and the playoffs started, and you could see those teams in that bunch didn't make it to the finals. So as of now, the Nuggets are kind of sitting in that same area where they won the finals last year. But we got the Pelicans in that area, the Knicks, the Sixers, and the Suns. Teams in the past, if we look at the past champions, we go back here, there have been no teams that have won the championship in this area in the past, 6-7 years. I left out the Lakers because that was a bubble year. Not all the teams played all the games that year. The season got restarted in the summer. Only 22 teams were invited. So I'm just leaving the Lakers out of this one because these were full seasons, and these were where the champs left off when the season ended. So in this area, no teams have won the championship in the past 7 years. So look at this. So if we switch on over to our this year's graph, look at all these teams in that area. If your team is in that area, it's not looking the best for winning a championship. So you got the Nets, the Jazz, the Kings, the Warriors, the Mavericks, the Bucks, and the Pacers. Possibly we'll have the Suns in there. But right on the edge are the Clippers, Thunder, Sixers, Nuggets, Pelicans, Knicks, Lakers, and the Bulls are under that area. So the Jazz, it doesn't look like they're going to make it to the finals. The Pacers doesn't look like they're going to make it to the finals, judging by years past champs. So the teams that are sitting pretty right now are the Clippers, the Sixers, and the Thunder, and possibly the Bucks. I know the Bucks aren't doing too well as of now because of Doc Rivers, or since they got Doc Rivers, they're not doing as good. The Sixers lost Embiid. Embiid might not come back until the start of playoffs, so the Sixers just have to stay alive at this point. But Sixers, as of now, are in a great spot. judging off past champions, they're in a great spot, but I'm sure that's going to slip as the season goes on. We'll keep an eye on that. But I wouldn't be too worried about the teams in this area where the Nuggets, Pelicans, and the Knicks are sitting. I think they're in a good spot, and they have NBA final potential. The outliers here on the edge, the Celtics are in first place. They're dominating in offensive efficiency, and they're playing good defense. The lower you are, the better you are at defense. And then the farther to the right you are, the better you are on offense. So we got all these teams right here. Very good offensive efficiency, but Celtics being the best for their efficiency on offense. Best defense right now, though, goes to the Timberwolves, playing great defense, but they got to up their offensive efficiency to be a contender here in going into the playoffs and possibly winning a championship. Sure, they can win a championship with a low offensive efficiency. We go by years past. The Warriors did it 3 times. Very low offensive efficiency, but they played amazing defense. They kept their opponents to a very low offensive efficiency, as you can see right here. But those were in 2017, 2018, 2016, 2017. But the Warriors did it in 2021-22. So it is possible for a team with great defense and semi-good offensive efficiency to win a championship. But I'm going to be judging off of last year and 2020-21 season because there's a lot of teams in this area right now. And I believe as of now, this is going to be out on a Thursday, so the season's starting up again here on Thursday after the All-Star break. The team sitting really good right now and can possibly win an NBA championship is right here. The Thunder, the Clippers, Sixers, and the teams right here, Suns, Nuggets, Knicks, Pelicans. I'm really liking these teams. Mavericks are kind of falling into that area. Kings and Warriors are in the playoff area, but to win a championship, not looking good. But just going off by stats alone, I'm loving where these teams right here are sitting. I know the Bucks are having a lot of issues. They got to work those out. Hopefully they work them out after the All-Star break. But I'm loving what the Thunder are doing, what the Clippers are doing, especially the Celtics. But they are an outlier. Their offensive efficiency is very high, and their defense is pretty freaking good. So they're on good pace. But we haven't seen a champion in this area in a long time. So that can all change once playoffs come. So if I had to make a prediction for the NBA Finals matchup right now, I'm going to go Thunder versus the Knicks as of now. But it could also be, I would say, Thunder versus the Bucks if the Bucks turn things around. So what are your guys' NBA Finals predictions based on these charts? Obviously, there's so many other stats we can look at. I'm just looking at offensive efficiency and opponent's offensive efficiency, pretty much how those teams play defense. And they could tell us a lot looking forward at these stats. I want to know your guys' take on this chart. It's going to change throughout the year, I know. And I'm going to be tracking it every week to see where these teams fit in. In years past, you want to make it out of this bunch. If we look at last year's chart, those teams that made it out of the bunch did pretty well. Nuggets winning the championship. Miami Heat making it to the finals. Lakers are in this bunch. They almost made it to the finals, but we knew at the end of the day they weren't probably going to make it there or especially win it. But you got to get it out of this bunch here to, make a statement. But the teams that are really far out here going into the finals or going into the playoffs, you would have thought the Kings were going to, dominate because their offensive efficiency was so high, but their defense killed them. Same with the Celtics. We thought we would see the Celtics in the final. They had a great defense efficiency, but on offense, it was lacking a little bit. But it's all about matchups, as we know. So you just never know who you're going to get matched up against. And things can change. But last year we saw a champion, the Nuggets, sitting right here, right now we're looking at this season, Nuggets are almost in that same spot. 76ers, Knicks, and Pelicans, and possibly the Suns. But I'm really liking what the Thunder are doing right now, the Knicks, and possibly possibly the Suns and the Nuggets. I feel like the Sixers right there, they're going to be falling out of that spot. I don't think they're going to be staying there for that much longer because missing Embiid definitely does hurt. So we'll see what the Sixers do. We'll keep an eye on what the Sixers do as the season goes on. We'll also keep an eye on the Bucks. We'll see what they do. I'm sure they'll turn things around. I know they're not clicking with Doc Rivers right now, but I'm sure they will turn things around. They got veterans on their team, and they know what it takes to make it to the playoffs, obviously, and make it to the finals and winning it. So we will see. My prediction, like I said, Thunder versus the Knicks, or another Nuggets final. Nuggets, Celtics possibly, but we'll keep an eye on that. And I want to hear your guys' predictions in the comments. I know we could go off so many other stats. So if you want to throw out another stat that I didn't talk about, because there are plenty of stats I didn't talk about, throw it out in the comments because I want to hear your guys' take on who you think will win. And obviously you want your team to win, but if you're sitting in this spot, like I said before, if you're sitting in this area and where the Pacers are right here, it's not looking great if you look back at history. And I'm a Sacramento Kings fan, so I don't like to see my Kings right there. But anything could happen in the playoffs, as we know. There are outliers. We'll see who the outlier is this year. But these are the teams that are looking great in this area right around here. I'm liking those teams. So you guys hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep updating this throughout the season. So stay tuned, subscribe, and appreciate you watching. Catch you guys on the next video. Peace.